Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for dropping by and watching our part 1 of this series into the Kharadron Overlords. Guys, this is probably one of my favorite factions, and I've loved the models, but I hated the rules for this army. So guys, normally I do special characters and named characters in like one video, and then we do the regular characters in another video. But guys, we only have one, well, really two named characters, but we're gonna wrap them all up with everything. So the first model we're going to talk about, guys, is Brock Gunderson, Mr. Dirigible Chainsaw Arm with Mustache Cannon Dude. Alrighty. So, guys, for those of you who don't know, he's kind of the named character. He is only part of, where are we at? We are Barak-Nar, okay, as a Skyport. So he's a 12-inch move. He has 8 wounds, a 3+ save, and a bravery of 8. So he's got a couple different weapons for his missile weapons. He has the Grungson Boast, which is 18 inches, 2 attacks, 3s to hit, 2s to wound, 2 rend, D3 damage. Pretty good. Alright, the Magnet's Charter, 18 inches, 6 attacks, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, -1 rend, 1 damage. And then his Aether Blasters, which are 9-inch range, 2 attack, 3 to hit, 4 to wound, no rend, 1 damage, aka his mustache guns. He's that cool, guys. His mustache has guns in them. Alrighty. For his melee weapons, he has the Aethermatic Saw, which is 1-inch range, 4 attacks, 3s to hit, 2s to wound, -2 rend, D3 damage. So, guys, this guy is no slouch. He has some really decent shooting attacks. And even in melee, he's not too bad. Now, he's not going to be able to take Archeon and some Stormcast heroes down, but he's going to be able to hold himself against some minor heroes. And with a 3+ save, that's not too shabby. Okay, so he can fly. He does have a dirigible suit, and it is actually custom built. So custom built dirigible suit. After this model makes a charge move, you can pick one enemy unit within range 1 of this model and roll a dice. On a 2+, they suffer D3 mortal wounds. So pretty good little ability. So his Indran Harness, if the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with a melee weapon by this model is a 6, that attack inflicts D3 mortal wounds and the attack sequence ends. Pretty great on his weapon. Even though it already does D3 damage with 2 rend, which is great, now it's also doing mortal wounds with it. So not really with it, but instead of the regular damage. So really, really good. I like it. Okay. Hitcher, which is going to be a rule you're going to see in a lot of different ones. Basically, when a sky vessel uses a fly high ability, which we'll talk about later, he can kind of go along with it. And there are a couple limitations in here and things like that. So, alright, so his command ability is first rule of the Grungsons. You can use this command ability at the start of your charge phase. This friendly model with this command ability is on the battlefield. If you do so, pick one friendly model with this command ability. You can reroll charge rolls for friendly Barak-Nar units that are wholly within 24 inches of that model until the end of that phase. That's pretty good, guys, especially if you're playing the 20 Arcanaut with some heroes in the Ironclad with the Skyhook, and you basically just go and melee things to death, which is an option. That's actually a really good ability for that. Alright, so moving on, we have one more kind of named character, I guess you could call it, and that is... Where'd he go? Look, oh, here it is. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so it's Bjorn Thundrick. He has 5 wounds, 4-inch move, 4 save, 7 wounds. He is Barak-Nar. He's kind of a named Aether Chemist that comes in the Shadespire stuff. But yeah, so he has a Aethermatic Atomizer, which is a 9-inch range, 3d6 attacks, 4s to hit, 4s to wound, -2 rend, 1 damage. So his missile weapon's actually pretty good, especially if you can get within that 9-inch range, where, you know, if you put him on a boat, that's pretty easy to do. Alright, melee weapons, heavy instruments, 1-inch range, 3 attacks, 4s to hit, 4s to wound, no rend, 1 damage. He's definitely going to be a shooter, not a fighter. Okay. So the Aethermatic Augmentation, which is a special ability, in your hero phase, you can pick one friendly Skyfarers unit wholly within 12 inches of this model and it is not part of a garrison, so it doesn't affect models on a ship. Until your next hero phase, you can reroll hit rolls of 1 for that unit. This ability cannot be used by a model that is part of a garrison. Pretty good little ability. Okay. Atmospheric Isolation. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by enemy units while they are within 3 inches of any friendly model with this ability. This ability cannot be used by a model that is part of a garrison. Alright, you're going to see this a lot. A lot of these characters cannot fight as part of a garrison. Now, he does have a named retinue that kind of comes with him. So his retinue has a 1 wound, 4-inch move, 4+ save, 7 bravery. They have a whole different variety of weapons here. Everything from privateer pistols to the athematic volley gun. And a couple different weapons, with the best being the sky pike. Okay, but it's a unit of 4 models. And it kind of goes where everyone's armed with. So they have Krasgen's Drake Skewers. Add 1 to the wound characteristic to Krazen Drake Skewers wound characteristics. In addition, Krazen Drake Scare can fly. That is the guy. He is the oh, what's his name? He has the jump pack. So he's actually the flyer dude. For those of you who don't know, this unit is made up of Arcanaut Company, one of like an engine rigger and a thunderer. So abilities: Thunderix Profiteers. You can add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by this unit, and reroll battle shock tests by this unit while it is wholly within 9 inches of Brion Thunderic. This ability cannot be used if the unit is part of a garrison. So guys, this is a small unit. I'm not a big fan of this unit. They have like some cool weapons in there, but overall they're they don't impress me that much. Alright, but let's go into the other characters, guys. So the very first one we're going to go over is the Indran Master. Now note, you have 2 of these. This is the one in the dirigible suit that came with Aether War. Alright, he has 8 wounds, 12-inch move, 3+ save, 8 bravery. He's armed with an Aether Cannon, so has a 12-inch range, 1 attack, 3 to hit, 2 to wound, 2 rend, D3 damage. Dirigible Suit Weapons Battery, 18-inch range, 6 attacks, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, 1 rend, 1 damage. Alright, and then the Gaze of Grungni, 9-inch range, 1 attack, 3 to hit, 2 to wound, 1 rend, D3 damage. Okay, so shooting, he's no slouch, but the sad part is most of his like high damage weapons are only 1 shot each. So you really want to make sure he has a reroll to hit to make sure those weapons make their mark. Alright, so melee weapons, he has an Aethermatic Saw, which is a 1-inch range. He has 3 attacks, 3s to hit, 2s to wound, -2 rend, D3 damage. So not too shabby. So he can fly. He does have one of the suits. So he is an Indran Master. At the start of your hero phase, you can pick 1 friendly sky vessel within 1 inch of this model and heal 3 wounds associated with it. That is great, mainly because they have the Hitcher rule. So basically, if this model is wholly within 6 inches of a friendly sky vessel immediately before the sky vessel uses its fly high ability, you can say that this model with hitch and a lift will hitch a lift instead of making a normal move, as long as this model has not already made a normal move in the same phase. If you do so after the sky vessel has moved, remove this model from the battlefield and set up again wholly within 6 inches of that sky vessel, more than 1 inch from any terrain features or objectives, and more than 9 inches from any enemy model. No more than 7 models can hitch a lift to the same sky vessel in the same turn. This is a great change to what they had in the past. You know, you're not going to see like the whole 12-man unit of Indran Masters using this, but great ability. That way he can kind of fly along with some of the ironclad and things like that. Alright, so his command ability is by Grugni. I have my eye on you. Alright, you can use this command ability in your hero phase before a friendly Indran Rigger wholly within 18 inches of a friendly model with this ability, with this command ability, uses its engine craft ability. If you do so, you can reroll the dice to determine the number of wounds that are healed by the engine riggers that phase. So the Indran Riggers are a unit that we're going to talk about in the next segment. They can kind of heal like the Indran Master can, but theirs isn't as good as good. So that really helps that out and can kind of be really good, especially if you're relying on these sky ships, which you're probably going to, especially your ironclad because of how many points it is. But it'll help you kind of heal some wounds on some units. All right, so on to the Arcanaut Admiral. You're probably going to see him a lot. I really love this model. It's a fantastic model. And he's so much better than he was. All right, so 6 wounds, 4-inch move, 3+ save, 8 bravery. That 4-inch move is going to be a really, really common thing, guys, just to give you a heads up. All right, so he's armed with a volley pistol. He has a 9-inch range, 3 attacks, 3 to hit, 4 to wound, -1 rend, 1 damage. Then he has Skalfhammer, 1-inch range, 3 attack, 3s to hit, 2s to wound, -2 rend, 2 damage. So he's pretty good overall. I like him. Now, the big thing that's going to set him apart, though, from all your other heroes are his command abilities. So his command ability, if you want a job done, you can reroll hit and wound rolls of 1 for attacks made by melee weapons by this model that target a hero or a monster. So not bad. Protect the Admiral. Do not take battle shock tests for friendly Kharadron Overlord units while they are wholly within 12 inches of this model. In addition, roll a dice before you allocate a wound or mortal wound to a friendly Arcanaut Admiral while it's within 3 inches of any Skyfarer's unit that with 5 or more models. On a 5+, on a 5+, you must allocate that wound or mortal wound to a friendly Skyfarer unit within with 5 or more models that's within 3 inches of the Arcanaut Admiral instead of the Arcanaut Admiral. So pretty good, guys. It lets you shunt off wounds, kind of like Cities of Sigmar. That's great considering he only has 6 wounds total. So it's going to help him stay alive. Master the Skies. You can use his command ability at the start of your shooting phase. If you do so, pick one friendly sky vessel that has a model with his command ability in its garrison. The sky vessel can shoot in the shooting phase if it ran earlier in the same turn. So that's a pretty good little ability. It helps you with your mobility and still lets you fire because you're going to rely on these big ships for their firepower, especially the cannon on the ironclad. All right, on my mark, fire. You can use this command ability at the start of your shooting phase. If you do so, pick one friendly sky vessel that has a model with this command ability in its garrison. You can reroll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made by that sky vessel in that phase. That's great too. You're going to use that a lot. Alrighty, so repel borders. You can use this command ability at the start of your combat phase. If you do so, pick one friendly sky vessel that has a model with this command ability in its garrison. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by that sky vessel and any model is garrisoned in place. You're going to see an admiral in your ironclad very often because of these abilities. The repel borders is going to be great because you can load 20 Arcanaut Company into a ironclad. There's a great engine work you take so it can still fly high with that many people in it. You're going to give it the great skyhook, and you're basically just going to use the ironclad to shoot units so you get rerolls into them from 9 inches away. And then you're going to have 20 Arcanaut Company, this guy, probably an Inrun Master, and a Navigator in there, all just attacking out of it, which is insane. But guys, fantastic ability. Alright, so up and at them. You can use this command ability at the start of your charge phase. If you do so, pick one friendly Skyfarer unit that is wholly within 12 inches of a friendly model with this command ability. You can reroll charge rolls for that unit for that phase. And that helps even better with the 20-man bomb. Oh, that's fantastic. But guys, love the Admiral overall. You're probably going to see him in just about every Kharadron Overlord list. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Alrighty, so the Aethermatic Navigator, 5 wounds, 4-inch move, 3 save, 7 bravery. So he has a ranging pistol, which is a 15-inch range, 2 attacks, 3 to hit, 3 to wound, 1 rend, 1 damage. And the Zephyr Scope, which is a 1-inch range, 2 attacks, 3 to hit, 4 to wound, 1 damage. Now, he's going to be much, well, you'll see. So, he has an ability called Aether Sight. This model can attempt to dispel 1 endless spell at the start of your hero phase, and attempt to unbind 1 spell in the enemy hero phase in the same manner as a wizard. So, pretty good little ability. Aether Storm. In your hero phase, you can pick 1 enemy unit within 36 inches of this model that is visible to them and can fly. Roll a dice. On a 1 to 2, nothing happens. On a 3 through 5, have the model's characteristic of that unit until your next hero phase. On a 6, have the models, the move characteristics of that unit until your next hero phase, and it takes D3 mortal wounds. That's pretty good. Alright. And then read the winds. You can reroll run and charge rolls for friendly sky vessels that are visible to a friendly Aethermatic navigator that has not attempted to use the Aether Storm ability in that same turn. That's pretty great. It only goes to help you with that 20-man Arcanaut company and the Ironclad that you're going to throw at people. So really good. Alright, so the Indran Master. This is the model that comes in to start collecting. He's pretty cool with his double hammer. I'm actually taking one of these guys and converting him into a Gotrek model just for my Arcanauts. But we'll go over that later. Alright, so he has 6 wounds, 4-inch move, 4+ save, 7 bravery. He has the Gaze of Grumney, just like before, with his undirigible. This is his undirigible version, and we already went over the dirigible version. So he 9-inch range, 1 attack, 3 to hits, 2 to wound, 1 rend, 2 D3 damage. Alright, the Aethermite Hammer has 1-inch range, 3 attacks, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, 1 rend, D3 damage. Not bad at all. Alrighty, so the Indran Master. At the start of your hero phase, you can pick 1 friendly sky vessel unit within 1 inch of this model. Heal up to D3 wounds located to that sky vessel. Pretty good, and you can do that even if you're garrisoned, which is nice. So the Indran Harness. If the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with the melee weapon by this model is a 6, it inflicts D3 mortal, or it inflicts 3 mortal wounds, and the attack sequence ends. Pretty good. Alright. So his command ability is the same as the other one. Basically, you pick an Indran Rigger unit within 18 inches. If you do so, you can reroll any of the dice that determine how many wounds are healed by the Indran Rigger's unit that phase. Pretty good little ability. Alright, so on to the Aether Chemist, guys. This model has 5 wounds, a 4-inch move, 4+ save, 7 bravery. Just like before, it has the Aethermatic Atomizer, which is a 9-inch range, 3d6 attacks, 4s to hit, 4s to wound, -2 rend, 1 damage. So he's actually not bad to put in your sky vessels. The only problem is when the sky vessel comes down with its fly high, it has to be more than 9 inches away from the enemy, and it only has a 9-inch range. So it's not the best. Alright. Heavy instrument, same as before. It's a melee weapon, 1-inch range, 2 attacks, 4s to hit, 4s to wound, 1 damage. He has the Aethermatic Augmentation in your hero phase. Pick 1 friendly Skyfarer's unit wholly within 12 inches of this model. Until your next hero phase, you can reroll wound rolls of 1 for attacks made by that unit. This ability cannot be used by an Aether Chemist that is part of a garrison or a friendly unit that is part of a garrison. He also has the Atmospheric Isolation. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by friendly or by enemy models while they're within 3 inches of any friendly model with this ability. This ability cannot be used by Aether Chemist that is part of a garrison. So guys, he's not bad. I will say my favorite part of the Aether Chemist though is his relic of the spell in the bottle. So that'll be actually really cool. And then if you take a Ossiarch Bone Reaper spell, they become soulbound to you, so only you can move them. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of intricacies. Alright, so that is it for all the characters, because we already talked about them. Alright, so guys, that is it for these guys. We are going to come back next week. We are going to talk about all the other units and the sky vessels and things like that. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for enjoying this this kind of review, read-through type deal. Once we get through the Warscrolls, we'll go into the actual cities themselves, and then we can talk more about a lot of tactics. And we can talk about my favorite city, Barrack Throng, City of the Ancestors. Going to be really cool. You can do some really cool stuff with them. Alrighty, but guys, thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you will, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe down below, guys, so we can start doing some giveaways. Yay, giveaways. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is Queen City Gaming, signing out. Bye, folks. Hey, folks. Welcome. Thank you so much for watching that video. This is Queen City Gaming. We are one of a local Charlotte group who does battle reports, unboxings, army reviews, things like that, all for you guys. So please make sure you like, share, and subscribe down below. Stay tuned for some more of our excellent videos with our upload schedule listed here on this section. Thank you so much, guys. This is Queen City Gaming, signing out.